Is Pinterest the right way to grow your business in 2026? Hey, 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 it's Heather here, the Money Making Connector, connecting you with all the ways that you can start earning an income online. So it's been 43 days since I started my 90-day intensive. And today I was thinking I was going to talk about money, mostly on how much I'm spending to actually build my business, but that's going to be the next video. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and notify button so you see that. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, the last day of June. I started my 90-day experiment exactly 43 days ago on May 18th. So I asked ChatGPT to look at my analytics and tell me how it's going. Have I gone viral? No. Have I made more money? No. Um, and that's probably the biggest question, right? Am I actually making more money by adding Pinterest to my process? And the answer is no, but it's easier than hopping on videos, not knowing what to say, and letting or having AI help me with images. Uh, some of people will actually say having AI generated images are not a great thing on Pinterest. So far, the people that I've talked to have said that they really have not been penalized yet. Less people may choose not to have AI suggestions in Pinterest, but for the most part, they don't care. I'm trying to keep my descriptions and my titles more me, to sound more like me and my brand and who I'm all about. So they're not, yeah, definitely have AI help me with them, but I'm trying to keep my voice. I'm not cheating the system by going to Canva and putting my AI generated images into Canva and then uploading them to Pinterest. One, it adds to the workflow, takes longer, and I'm looking to make things easier, not harder. So could I make it so they're not AI generated? Yeah. Um, but I'm not going to because I want things to be easy. Um, and I guess eventually maybe I'll test it to actually see if I get more clicks and more income by doing that. But right now I'm not. So I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you. So I ran my report through, I downloaded, I exported the CSV from Pinterest, the analytics overview from Pinterest, and I had ChatGPT generate a summary. So basically, I could see what is going on with my channel. And actually, it's pretty good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my Pinterest boards, or I guess it would be profile. Still not 100% dialed in on my profile. I know there's still work to be done there, but I'm going to go ahead and share with you. So here is what my boards look like. So I mistakenly did find something out when I went and looked at my board. There was a double pin, and I thought it was actually really a double pin, but there must have been some sort of glitch. So I deleted one of them, and then I deleted both of them and left this. Still getting, I mean, I've gotten 2 views on it, so I don't know what to do at this point. So I'm leaving that. Anyway, for the most part, everything, I'm being seen, I guess is what I should say. So what I did is I went over here to my analytics overview, and this shows the last 30 days and gives me a performance, which is kind of cool. You see the graph is definitely going up. What ChatGPT has said about my Pinterest, which is actually kind of encouraging, and which is something that I definitely needed to hear because I struggle with the fact that I'm not actually making more money by doing this, because let's face it, isn't that why we are here, right? We definitely want to be making more money. So here is the summary, and I'm just going to read you some points, but it definitely tells me that Pinterest has started finding my audience, which is important. One thing I did notice in the analytics, and you don't see this here on the graph, is that generally speaking, my audience is younger than who I actually feel like I'm talking to. But I've gone from on May 18th having virtually no impressions on pins because I really wasn't doing anything to about 3,500 a day. That's as of yesterday, and that's estimated. And honestly, yesterday was probably a big day for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So that is important. And then I'm just gonna, that's actually pretty good. I feel like that's good. No, I have not gone viral. It's not one lucky viral day. It's Pinterest beginning to trust my account. And so the question is, last week I was on vacation, so I basically really did not work. I had a bunch of pins scheduled out. So I was still showing up every day, but I actually wasn't generating any new content. I wasn't working on anything else behind the scenes, like my website and whatnot, which is another thing is I'm restructuring my website to be more like a magazine rather than like a blog, just so it's easier to find things and easier to have affiliate opportunities. So during these 43 days, one board has dominated by a lot, and that's my World Cup Lifestyle Board. A lot of entertaining tips and stuff inside there. My second highest board is my high protein meals, outdoor living, everyday style, and Gen X wellness have all done pretty good, I think, overall, which is good. I think that that's great. Some things that I was surprised at is that my everyday style is getting more impressions than I anticipated. So I think I'm going to lean into that a little bit more, but make it not just your everyday, not just your everyday idea of what outfit of the day would be. Going to make it more like, okay, I'm going on a bike ride, but I want to go to a farmer's market afterwards, what I would be wearing, those type of things. So to have my active lifestyle and kind of like styling ideas for that. So everyday style is more than anticipated. And my outdoor living deserves more attention. So that means I'm going to lean into more of what I'm doing here. I live in a small space and how I can style that. I'm excited about that. Outdoor campground stuff. What else does it say? Grilling, deck styling, comfortable outdoor seating. So those are things that ChatGPT recommends. I probably should run this also through EasyPinGPT and see what they say. But honestly, every time I do that, I feel like I'm starting almost over. So I feel like I need to see something through all the way to the end instead of keep starting, because I feel like I keep reframing and there's a little bit of a not moving forward or not moving past, and I want to be more proactive than reactive, so which means I want to have my content scheduled out. So we're 43 days into this and I still haven't been able to get that done, because in order to have the content, you need to have the story, whether it's a blog post or whatever, to have the pin go to. You got to have the affiliate. I don't want to just be feeding Amazon. So there's all of that. And basically, ChatGPT said is that my audience is more lifestyle than fitness, which I'm super happy about because I am not a fitness coach. I'm not a health coach. I don't want to be, and I don't want to pretend to be, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I did decide that my freebie is not really on brand for what I want, because it was all about protein. So I have to start over with that. So my goal by the end of June, I think, was to have at least 10 subscribers. I still have 0, so I have to relook at that. I guess that would be a failure, but it's also learning. And I think people are definitely much more hesitant to opt into things. So again, if you have the content, you got to have something for them to do. You've got to have the product, which I don't always want to be selling. So I want to build more stories and build my freebies so I have other places for them to go. I like the idea list. I'm also working in the Benable thing and I'm getting traffic on Benable. That's really my 43-day update. I do want to talk more about spending money to make money, but not necessarily have it be on products. I do think YouTube would help my income grow. So I need to get back on the YouTube train and do reviews strategically on my Gen X wellness review channel, or trail to table reviews, or whatever I'm calling it nowadays, which I don't even remember because I've renamed it. So I need to work on that. But I'm also trying to enjoy life. So I definitely think that there's a way to work less, enjoy life more, and still make money. With Amazon Prime days, I didn't see a huge jump in my income at all, but I have seen an increase in clicks. I am seeing definitely more clicks than I was, and hopefully that just keeps going. It's really hard to tell if Pinterest is having a positive effect or not, which is why I have not invested in any additional tools. These are all things that you can be doing without spending any money. But I spent the $100 and bought EasyPinGPT and the Pinterest course, which maybe I should focus more on the course so I learn more about Pinterest and how I can be. And I might be thinking too much about it. And isn't that always the question is, if I just did pins that led to products, would I be making more money? There's a pretty good chance that probably. And maybe if I didn't focus so much on my brand voice, I might be making more money. So I'm curious. Have you tried it? I like that the fact that there is some sort of continuity in the content that I'm creating rather than just the modge podge of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I feel like that's important to me. But I don't know, like, am I the roadblock in me growing the income? That's the biggest question. Anyway, I'm day 43. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Next, I'm going to talk about what I'm using, how much I've spent, what I've stopped using, and any other questions that you might have. I'd love to hear your comments, any suggestions that you may have, and what you're using or what you're doing to create an online income. Is it the Amazon influencer program? Is it just affiliate marketing? Have you opened a Shopify store and are selling products that way? I did have a friend that did Shopify. She said it was costing her more money than she was making. It wasn't worth it, which I was super glad to hear. So that's probably one of the expenses that my biggest expense that I probably have in this business is my Shopify website. I'm not calling it a store because I framed it more as a place to have my collections or curations, so to say, and my blog stories. But I'm not even gonna call them stories. Let's call them articles. That lead to affiliate opportunities. And that's one of my biggest struggles. I know I'm rambling, but that is one of my biggest struggles is finding affiliate opportunities without going through all the rigmarole of joining programs like AWIN and other things just to have to search through a whole bunch of things. So I'd rather find opportunities of products that I'm using that I like. And right now, the best way for me to do that is through Benable because they have a lot of opportunities for people. And I'll talk all about Benable in a separate video so you can see what Benable is, and I'll share information on that. We'll talk to you soon. Hope share your comments. Tell me what you're doing to make money online in 2026, what you've done in the past, what's worked, and what hasn't. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one. Bye.